It's Perfectly Queer with It Gets Better.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome to Perfectly Queer with the It Gets Better Project. I am your semi-friendly neighborhood chaos bisexual Tayler Scriber.
Woo! And I am your resident non-binary feel-good everyday butch. Just kidding. I'm on one today. I'm excited. It's Pride Month.
It is! Yeah. Oh, God, it's such a great time to be queer. I am so happy.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Y'all, we are here to help you live your boldest, most authentic life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And to help you build community with us, build a collective with us, feel great every 2 weeks and beyond with us. And we're so happy to have you guys here.
Also, hi,
hi in the chat. Hi,
here.
Dad.
Oh my God, your dad is here, Tayler.
Hi, Dad. I can actually see you.
What's up, R. William?
Yes. Thank you. Hello, raining hexagon. I love that emoji. Is that a spring onion in the emoji's hand?
I gotta get it. I want an emoji in the chat.
Yeah. Wait, I can't tell. Is that a slingshot? I love it.
It looks like a wrench.
Yes. Hello, low genius. Happy Wednesday.
Openly avoidant. Yes, happy Wednesday.
I am also openly avoidant.
Low genius. Hi. Thank y'all for joining us. We're so excited that you're here.
Absolutely.
I think it's a mechanic girl.
Oh, it's a wrench. And it shows what I know.
It's a wrench.
It shows what I know.
It's a wrench.
I really said spring onion. She's holding a shallot in her hand.
You thought it looked like Tayler, you thought that looked like a spring onion?
Well, from a distance, I have bad eyesight ever. I don't even explain myself to you. Hi, Mr. _
Tayler.
Yeah. What, huh?
Sorry, just the idea that you think a wrench looks like a spring onion is really cracking me up.
It's the green color, frankly. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Whimsy. I love the tie-dye as well. I got it from San Francisco. Very nice.
So Tayler, how has your week been? Like, what did you get better at this week? What did you fail at this week?
I have officially finished my second year of graduate school.
Yes.
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 I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I have failed at deep cleaning my apartment. I have been putting it off. I have to do it soon.
Be gentle with yourself. You've also just finished.
I know.
Your second year.
I'm like, I want to ride this high and get my whole life together as soon as possible.
You know what? Use it as a reason to not get your life together. Guess who's semi-chaotic now?
It's true. Crazy that I do that intro, but every time we do the show and every time we talk, you are the most chaotic between the two of us. It actually feels like I'm a fraud sometimes. How are you?
Excited. I just get excited. So I get really hyped.
Doing the show is amazing because it's amazing. But how are you? What have you failed at? What have you gotten better at? How's your week been?
The week has been good. I'm cat sitting right now, and I learned very quickly within the course of literally hours that I'm allergic to cats. So if y'all start seeing me like doing this and like rubbing my eyes, remind me not to rub my eyes. It makes it worse.
Don't touch your eyes. Chat, make sure you're making sure that Ember does not rub her eyes.
You know what I'm excited about? I'm going to be real, Tayler. Like one thing that this week has been feeling really good about is for those of you who've been tuning in, you know that this is my first year of having top surgery. For those of you who are just joining, I had top surgery in January. And this is the first Pride that I feel like I'm living in my most authentic body. I'm like wearing a silk shirt and I'm like, oh my God, I love it. Yes. I've been at the gym and I'm able to do like chest workouts on my own without help. And it feels like so empowering. Like I learned how to do it. It feels so healthy. And I used to be really intimidated by the gym and I couldn't look people in the eye, or I had this almost like imposter syndrome of like, what am I doing at the gym? And I kind of just took stock of like my body and my worth and who I am. And I was like, no, I belong in the gym too.
Period. Anyone can be there.
Yeah. I'm like stoked, y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy. I remember when we first like started rehearsing and you were like, I'm learning proper push-up etiquette. And I was like, yes. Love that for you.
Little micro movements.
Yeah, but I love like that you've like over those weeks, like over these weeks, like you've really grown into like your confidence and like with your body and everything. I really love that for you.
Thank you so much, Tayler. That means a lot. I really love that you finished. I love that you're the grounding force.
Try my best.
I'm like, Tayler will save me. Oh my gosh, the chat is blowing up. Thank y'all so much.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Major Gemini energy. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, we see that.
My mom is a Gemini.
What? I'm celebrating it.
The chaos of Gemini season is upon us. Earth sign. Yeah, low genius. Yeah.
Y'all, we have such an amazing show for you today. We're going to start off with the queer current. We've got the top 5 news stories you need to know now.
Absolutely.
We have an amazing guest interview with Armand Fields that we can't wait to share with you.
They're amazing.
Yeah. Truly, what a charming interview. What a charming person.
No, literally. I wish we could have talked to them forever. They're so
It
cool.
was hard to say goodbye. I was
Truly.
like, no, wait, come back.
It's so hard to say goodbye. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna jump in and continue with the agenda. You know, then we have our Converse quick hit where we hit y'all with our friends, our trends, and the odds and ends. And then we're gonna get into the queerly creative. Today, we're going to be looking at a video called Mona Lisa by mxmtoon.
Oh my gosh, y'all, you're going to want to watch this because also, spoiler alert, mxmtoons is going to be joining us on our next show. So start educating yourself now if you don't already know them already. Like, turn it up. Let's go.
We're going to get to talk to them. It's going to be so cool. It's going to be so cool.
We're also going to be like answering some of the questions that you might have for us. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. If we don't get to them this episode, more than likely we'll get to them next episode, you know?
Absolutely.
We love hearing from y'all. We love being kind of like people to give our own experience advice. What is Tayler? What is the sentence I'm trying to say right now?
Oh, it's like we're not professionals, but we would love to share our personal experience with you as a way that you can think about how you want to navigate your own life.
Exactly. Okay, can you say that again? Okay,
yes.
Ready? Okay.
We are here for Let's Talk About It to talk to you about our personal experiences and hope that you are able to like utilize kind of like our personal experiences to perhaps maybe guide yourself through your personal experiences.
I tried to make it look like I was talking.
Yeah. To do a ventriloquy act.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad that you got the joke.
Yes. And then we're going to move into our Thriving and Alive section with It Gets Better Project, and they are actually collaborating with Freeform, and so we're going to be watching some videos from them.
Pretty dope. This is very cool.
Really cool. Very, very cool. But that'll be our show. So, you know.
Before we get started, we need to take a moment to say thank you to the Humble Bundle community. Period. Without the support of the community and Humble Bundle's generous support, we want to be here. So thank you to the Humble Bundle community. So let's get comfy, settle in, and let's get this conversation started.
With the queer current. As always, you guys, the news never, ever, ever, ever stops. But we have kind of distilled it down into 5 news stories that you need to know for, you know, your queer lives, but also specifically for Pride. And we want to preface this by saying that we know that rainbow capitalism can feel kind of insane sometimes, you know, like you're kind of like, everybody wants to sell me things with rainbows on them and such, but it can also be really, really cool. Like, Xbox is they released like 34 Pride controllers, I believe, which is super cool.
Oh, I mean, that too, like this, it's so nice to feel like included in the gaming community. And it's like, I haven't gamed in so long, but it's like, I think I'm about to game.
No, literally. It's just nice to know that that's an option. And then, you know, like obviously Spotify, I'm not really a podcast listener, which is ironic. But the irony is not
because we are actually
hosting one currently. It's crazy. But there's a wild amount of like queer podcasts that are out there to listen to. So that too is like something that I think you guys should really try to like take advantage of this Pride season.
Oh my God. It's a plethora. Also, like, one of the coolest things that is in our like news story is Laverne Cox is a Barbie.
I love her.
Barbie.
So
this is awesome. They are the first trans Barbie. Like literally, it's part. Oh my God, I'm like losing it. It's like part of their
tribute. They're like certified tribute doll collection or something like that. I as someone who didn't really like dolls as a kid, I'm kind of like, if I buy this Barbie, like, is that okay? Like, can I buy
100% it's okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's amazing.
To think about, like, especially how Barbie, like for me, I always played, I think we talked about this last time, like Ninja Turtles, X-Men, Capcorn, Sega, Capcorn. I'm hungry. Capcorn. I said Capcorn. Like, I didn't really play with Barbies, and it just felt very binary, very like, this is boy Barbie, this is girl Barbie. And now it feels like, I don't know, it's like cool to see these corporations acknowledging other genders and other people, and like, it feels dope.
No, absolutely.
Like, I might just get one.
It feels good to be recognized as like a viable member of society, even though you are viable regardless of whether 100%. Or not there's a doll to say so or not. But it is nice to have the sentiment, the thought, you know what I mean? Like, it's always nice to have that. Speaking of sentiments and thoughts, our second news story. Oh, I'm so excited, you guys. So Marvel is introducing for their Marvel Pride comic collection, which is coming out June 22nd. They are introducing 2 transgendered characters. One's name is Escapade and the other is Morgan Red. Escapade's superpower sounds so freaking cool. She can swap places with any other person, like psychically, and then like swap locations with them, like body wise. But I was like, that is so cool. I am going to be sitting outside of my local comic book store at 6 a.m. June 22nd before this show, for our next show on June 22nd. I'm going to get that comic book. I'm going to have it.
Do you have a favorite place that you go to see, like, or go to buy your
Yes. Well, it's the closest, but it is also my favorite because they do have like a lot of marginalized like identity comics. Like they have like Black comics and like queer comics, stuff like that. It's called Comics Revolution in Evanston, Illinois. They're really, really cool. If any of you are like local to Chicago watching and you like really like comics, I would highly recommend, because they have like all that. They have like a really cool poster section. They have like little dollar comics. I could talk all day about Comic Revolution, but it's comic books for me, and like reading in general, especially graphic novels, especially superhero movies, have always given me like a solace of like queerness, especially the X-Men, which is why so like
I was X-Men, like a Gambit Rogue stan.
Listen, oh my gosh, I will do a comic book episode one of these days, and I will dress up for it, I promise.
You know what I almost wore? I almost wore my Beast, because I knew we were going to be talking about Marvel. I have like a Beast t-shirt from like the 90s. It's so dope. And then we should do that where we put all of our Marvel comic books behind us.
Absolutely. Yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm going to propose this. I think Nightcrawler is pansexual.
I've said that, listen to me, and I've never said this right on here before, but if you know me in real life, you know that I've said this before. Immortals, shapeshifters, immortals and shapeshifters, those are pansexual individuals. Immortals, shapeshifters, and aliens. Why would you ever
100% queer?
Why would anyone that's not tethered to the auspices of the human life cycle or the human form or humanity in general not be pansexual? It doesn't make any sense. Of course they are. Of course they are.
Of course, 100%. Drop up in the chat. What's your favorite X-Men?
Who's your favorite X-Men?
Y'all, okay, also our third news story of the week, which I'm also super excited about, is Elliot Page is on the cover of Esquire magazine.
And he looks good. And he looks good.
I screamed. I was like, oh!
He looks
so handsome.
Great. Wow.
Also, yeah, like he's talking about like trans joy, being comfortable in his body, his journey. And I just, I was like, oh, I see myself, like it feels great. And to have this like a trans person on the cover of Esquire, I think is huge.
Yeah. And I really resonated with his like, sort of like how he finds joy in the small things in his life. Like just being able to get up in the morning, have a coffee, read a book, and just feel like himself. Like I really vibe with that. I feel like that in and of itself is like an essence of pride, is just like being comfortable in who you are in whatever environment that you're in. And I really, really appreciated that kind of like the liberation from him about himself. And I really can't wait for Umbrella Academy either. I've been waiting with bated breath for season 3. I cannot wait to see him as Victor in that show.
It's gonna be wild. Also, okay, are you ready to talk about the fourth story?
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Listen, y'all. Okay, so this happened actually last year as well, where there's a church in Vatican City that put out a pride flag. And so it's a little bit of a tradition for them now, but like a lot of people are like, they're undermining Catholicism, which is antithetical to like queerness and da 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 da. As someone who's been to Vatican City, I cannot tell you the high camp performance that's occurring in that city. You have no idea how gilded, how fabulous, like the level of opulence is so camp. That pride flag belongs there. I don't care what anybody says, it belongs there.
Give them another.
Yeah, put another one. Get a bigger one. Get a bigger one.
Yeah.
And then also the Marines.
Also like super cool that the US Marines joined a pride parade that was happening in the Vatican City. Like that's actually kind of crazy. Was like, oh my God, because it wasn't that long ago where the US military kind of had its own don't say gay.
Yeah,
don't ask, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell.
And
that's crazy.
Especially like in queer history and gay history, the military was a way, especially in the 40s, where people came to find their sexuality of leaving small towns to bigger cities. But it's also a way that like lesbians and butch lesbians could join, the army or the Navy, and they could meet other like-minded people, especially in the 40s, when this is going to sound wild to the youth. Women and women identified people weren't allowed to wear pants in public. At all.
Wild.
So absolutely. Knowing that, to like having a pride parade and the city of the Vatican is huge. Like
that's what I'm saying. Within like 100 years. That's what's crazy. And I remember like when they like kind of repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell, like I physically remember that happening. That happened in my lifetime. And now we see this. It's just, it feels like, I know it always feels like, especially now, it feels like we're moving backwards in a lot of respects, but things like this make it feel like we are also moving forward,
Yeah. It's nice to be like celebrated and to know like we can be out.
Right. You can be yourself when you're serving the country. You're putting your life on the line or whatever. Why can't you be your authentic self, even in that type of situation? That should be a given, You
would think.
Yeah. But okay, moving into our fifth news story. Small town pride, which me and you both come from like small-ish areas, somewhat conservative areas. And so this is very near and dear to both of us. But Chapel Hill and Carborough are doing a month-long pride event for LGBTQIA pride. And I think that's amazing. Because I think a lot of people think that pride celebrations are only for big cities.
Yes, I was going to say that too. Like, it's kind of like, I wish that they would do like a press release to all the other small cities so that there could be like the idea of having a pride parade in Temple, Texas, or Little River, where I'm from.
Right.
It feels like women can't wear pants. It feels like that we're that far away. But then when you read a news story like this, and you read a news story about how there is like a small town advocating and pushing for changes, for positive changes in the LGBTQIA communities, it's uplifting, and it's also like a sigh of relief that these communities are out here and supporting us and seeing us, and like also the idea of being like, yeah, my gay neighbors are cool.
Yeah,
like,
I just really love it. And I think like the biggest thing is like, in a lot of ways, I understand the sentiment, but I also kind of resent the sentiment where people are like, well, if you're queer, just move to like the biggest city in your state or move to big cities. Like some people like where they grew up. You know what I mean? Like some people like where they live and they don't want to move to a whole other place where they don't know anyone in order to feel like they have to live the life that they want to live. And so like, it's really important to have like these small town events as well, like small town pride events as well, to make those areas safer for people that want to live in their communities, want to enrich their communities. Like those things matter too, you know? So this is very encouraging in a lot of ways. I really enjoy it.
I applaud this too, because I think this is something that I've taken, and this might be like a way that I've projected my own identity in my small town. I used to avert eye contact because I do present very masculine. It is very different than what people are used to. But now that I've owned my body, I'm like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? I'm at the Tractor Supply. Yeah.
I'm at Boot Barn, station. Girl. What?
Yeah. Are you looking at me? I'm at a Bank of America. It's Pride Month. You see it on the logo, you know, like get a grip. And absolutely. It is kind of cool that like it is growing a smidge where there are more and more open people and out people. So things like this, I'm like, yes, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. So absolutely. I'm here to celebrate it.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Mr. Whimsy just
Boot Barn.
Boot Barn is canonically queer.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. mxmtoon has a American Eagle thing. I have a rewards card for there. Don't show that to me, moderator. I have to save money for things. Don't show that to me. But thank you so much, you guys, for joining us for the Queer Current. We are now moving into one of our favorite parts of the show, which is a beautiful, spiritually healing stream cleanse.
Making a pride bag gayer. Woman, clean. Support queer artists. Damn, looking good. Tear. Wow. Goal achieved.
Y'all, we are back with a friend of the family interview. We are so excited about this interview. It is with Armand Fields. They are a performer and the new relaunch of Queer as Folk, which is launching tomorrow, June 9th. You can watch it on Peacock, y'all.
It was so great to talk to Armand. I wish we could have talked to them forever, frankly. They were so cool, so gracious, so kind, so funny. And we really hope you guys enjoy this interview that we did with them. Yeah. Okay, hello. So
Hi.
We're gonna start with names and pronouns. I'm Tayler. I go by she, her.
I'm Ever. I go by they, them.
Awesome. I'm Armand. I go by they, them, or she, her.
Okay, fabulous.
Welcome.
Thank
you. We're so happy to have you. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're all like, hi.
Hi.
So it's Pride Month. How I know.
Wow.
Besides stocking up on Gatorade, how are you celebrating Pride Month?
I'm actually going to a crawfish pool party this weekend. So.
Oh my gosh.
I'm jealous.
A queer crawfish pool party.
A queer pool party. What's been your favorite part about working on this Queer as Folk reboot?
Oh my God. Where do I start?
Wherever you want.
when Queer as Folk first came out, like I, was excited to watch it, but I never followed it just because like there wasn't any representation of me on there, And so getting the chance to do the story and like be able to include everybody, it was, I mean, a dream come true in some ways, and I mean, just meeting everyone, like I was a huge fan of Jesse, James Cattell's already, and Johnny Sibley, of course, and like Kim Cattrall, and
oh my God, yeah.
I love Kim Cattrall
and Juliette Lewis, it was just like, okay, this is going to be amazing. And it was, you know what I'm saying? And it felt like queer summer camp. Like,
wow, I love that.
None of us were really from New Orleans. So just coming to New Orleans and all being here and just like being able to explore the city together and spend time together outside of filming, like it was just, yeah.
Wow. How long was filming?
We filmed for almost 5 months.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, so
we started in November and wrapped in March.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, congratulations. That's amazing.
I know. So you play the character Bussy, right? It's
Bussy.
Bussy. Bussy, and she's the matriarch of the drag community. What is the most empowering and liberating part of drag to you?
I was about to say drag keepers, but we are like we are the gatekeepers of the queer community, I feel, in a lot of ways. I talked about this some years ago, but it was just like, when people are first coming into like a nightclub or, a queer scene, a drag queen is the first thing you see. Like,
It definitely
and for most like, and for like a lot of the local queens, we're out there in the crowd, we're like introducing people. And then if you're like in a small town, you recognize a new face. So you're like, who is this person? Like, but we're also sort of like the reflection of the society around us. You know what I'm saying? And then we're also just like, we're the queen, we're the king, we're the court jester, we're all of it rolled into one,
Do you see any similarities or like the differences between you and Bussy as a character?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I definitely do have like a fierce maternal streak. Like ask any of my friends, I'm just like mama bear in a lot of ways, and then Bussy is a little bit more outspoken than I am.
Is that kind of like liberating? Is that liberating to play like someone?
It is very much so. Like from Bussy to even King on Work in Progress, you know what I'm saying? I feel like these characters are very just like bold and out there, you know what I mean? And live their lives unapologetically, and in a lot of ways, they've helped me start to be that way,
What is like one thing that you really want this audience to take away from the new Queer as Folk?
It's a new era, it is a new era. And the fact that we really don't have a lot of queer things happening in media that represents all that's going on in the world, you know what I'm saying? And we are not necessarily trying to be like the first two iterations of it. Like it's just like a new generation, and to see that like the queer community, like we love fiercely. It is all encompassing. But also, we could be messy, like, and that's okay. Because like
we're people.
These dualities live in all of us, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the really beautiful part about this series that Stephen and Jacqueline, the two showrunners, like made sure that it showed,
Love that's incredible.
Like
it's refreshing.
Yeah, no, literally. I think so you're really big on body positivity, as we have seen. So what's one thing that you would say to the queer community when it comes to a journey of self-acceptance?
Whew. For me, it is an ongoing journey. You know what I'm saying? And like, I feel like I've always wrestled with feeling a certain way about my body. It's really interesting that like, the queer community, we don't like boxes, but yet at the same time within us, we still have boxes. I was like thinking about this. I was like, even on Grindr, like, you have all of these different like things. I'm like, I am none of these. So like, why can't I just like say what I am? Like, what is my tribe? Thick and juicy. Like, why is that not an option?
That's gonna be my new profile. Thick and juicy.
Yes.
But it's just like it was important to me. Like I actually, I was living in LA before filming, and then after filming, I decided to stay here in New Orleans, and I did that because I just needed to retreat. Like I needed to retreat and like center, get focused back to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that sometimes that's important. Like you need sometimes to just like take that space, get centered, remind yourself of who you are and like who you were created to be. And so the body positivity journey, it is still brand new for me. Like I am always just admired by the people who are pioneering it, in our community and the AFAB community. Like, and it's just like, just thinking about like how much it has grown within the AFAB community, but then also like how much more we have to go in the AMAB community, and just, how we sort of embrace all of this and not adhere to any sort of stereotype or title or box, you know what I'm saying? Or beauty standard,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like your point about being able to come back to yourself is one of the ways that we really do that, is to like remove ourselves kind of from those standards to really figure out who we want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a hard thing to do. And for me, it's like a repeat practice of like blocking out the external noise of what they think I am. And then sometimes like I found myself, especially when I first moved to LA, I don't know if you experienced this kind of in the queer community, of hearing the box I should be in and then going into the box and feeling so uncomfortable. And I just remember feeling so unhappy, and it's all about retreating and meditation. Like
yes.
yes,
developing those tools, you know what I'm saying? Like that helps you get there. Absolutely. Because I too, like, I moved to LA, and there are parts of LA I love, and there are so many people from Chicago that are there that I love, and but like sometimes it can feel like a real life like Instagram, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, why am I having FOMO and I'm here? Like, I'm not missing out, I'm like right here, but why am I having FOMO in this very moment? And like, it's just sort of like, I feel like that is the thing that I definitely want, some of the listeners to think about, that like sometimes these circumstances aren't going to change, and we can't necessarily change the circumstances around us, but we can remove ourselves from it, to protect ourselves, or sometimes if we can't remove ourselves from it, just like know that it's temporary, and like, it is not all, this is not it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is not all there is.
Would you happen to say it gets better?
It does get better. It does get better. It gets better and it gets different. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing. Life is always going to show up. Life is always going to like, give you a nice little kick in the caboose. But it's like, it's not going to always be as rough.
Yeah. Well,
absolutely.
Thank you so much, Armand. Like,
That was
it's
so
been
thoughtful.
a joy.
You.
Before we let you go, there Taylor's like waiting.
I'm so excited. This is my favorite segment.
Yeah.
I thought you were dancing to the "Before I Let Go." Yeah.
I mean that too, yeah.
Right.
We love to play a game called Canonically Queer.
Woo!
Canonically queer.
Go, no,
I'm sorry. I just really love this segment. So this is a segment that we do with all of our guests, our wonderful, beautiful guests, where we ask them what the queerest item in their home is.
Okay.
So, like, in your surrounding area, what's the queerest item?
Well, I mean, other than the Queerest Folk shrine behind me,
God.
I love that.
where it's like Devin and Jesse gifted the cast these beautiful portraits. And then there's my director's chair back for my character Bussy.
That's so cool.
And then that is a little homemade star that I made with my name on it.
I love that. Yes.
It's sort of like, it was like on my vision board of like, yes, I'm gonna be a star one day. I am a star.
You
And
are
then one of the background actors made those like fans and gave me one.
That's so
And
nice.
so-
Oh my God.
But yes, other than that, I also have this.
Armand!
But wait, it gets better.
Ah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
So you can decide, is it awake?
Yeah,
Is it sleep?
it's sleep.
You know?
I need that in my house.
I'm
That is
I'm
so
asleep.
Right.
90% of the time I'm like, see ya.
True, real.
It was a struggle bus this morning. I was like, oh my gosh.
No, literally, it was hard.
Pull
Well,
it together.
Well, what projects do you have coming up that like you're excited about or looking forward to?
Just, I mean, obviously, Queerest Folk coming out.
I mean,
June
that's
9th.
oh my gosh. On Peacock.
Yes.
Peacock. Okay.
Okay.
That all 8 episodes are coming out the day, so you can binge
Oh
your
wow!
little heart out.
What a mistake you've made. 'Cause I'm gonna be in my house.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to wait a whole year for no, I'm joking. Hopefully it won't be that long, but
That is so exciting.
so that auditioning, you know,
Yeah.
life of an actor.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting back out there. Going out and just like promoting the show as my drag persona, Cleopocalypse.
Yes, I saw that.
That's so
Yes.
cool.
Have you brought Cleopocalypse to New Orleans?
I have
Has
not
she-
yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been sort of like, you know, revamping Cleo.
Yes.
You know?
Mhm.
She's
Yeah.
on a sabbatical right now.
I love it.
She's finding herself. She's finding herself.
She's on holiday.
And like with the show, it's like, you know, she has to step up her thing in some ways too, you know.
This is
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah. And
Come
where
back
can we
bigger,
find
blacker, and stronger.
and where can we find you on like the socials? Or
So
like,
on IG, you can find me at Armand BC Factor. I know it's kind of long, but that was, you
it's
know.
fine.
Yeah. Why are you
and
apologizing
then-
for your Instagram handle?
Right.
You're like, I know
It's
it's long.
fine.
No, it's great.
It's fine.
Add some more.
You know, and then
Celebrate it.
And then yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, I have a Twitter, but I don't use it. Like,
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for coming. This was such a pleasure.
Thank you all so much.
I love talking to Armand.
I could talk to them all day. I could talk to them all day.
I saw that
Um,
pillow and I was reminded. I was like, yes, I that's on my shopping list.
That pillow is actually really, really cute. But as much as we love chatting with Armand, we also
We
love chatting with
y'all.
y'all. We have been looking at the chat.
Mhm.
And so there was a few things we wanted to talk about. We noticed user panic_95 that you have
Yes.
a few reservations about Pride season. You said that you've been to 2 Pride events.
Yeah.
Or you plan on going to 2 Pride events. This is your second one, and that you're a little nervous because like you're presenting as non-binary and you're not really sure how that, like what the reception of that will be. So, you know, I'm gonna let Ever perhaps you'll have kind of like a more, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Honestly, like I totally understand that. I'm going to say reservation or anxiety to going to Pride and being, you know, like perceived by others, which, sorry, the cat is also agreeing. The cat is like, yes. It's all about how you perceive yourself and about how you love yourself and show up for yourself. And I promise you, the more you start giving yourself love, the more you start looking in the mirror every morning and just being like, you're so awesome. Look at you. Look at the way you dress. It's perfect. Look at the way you move. It's perfect. That energy is all that matters. The only thing that matters is how you feel and how you want to feel. And how you deserve to feel. So you should go to Pride knowing that you're showing up for yourself. If you even want to go to Pride. And if you're like, hey, this is too much, that's okay too. We all celebrate in our own ways. And like, I, as a non-binary person, I understand that like, when people call me like she, her, or ma'am, especially in Texas, they say ma'am or sir, ma'am, you know, and it's like,
it's not
come
funny.
on now. Like, it's hard because it's like, no, please see me as I am. And sometimes it can be very disheartening and very confusing because I feel like I am so authentic in myself that when these people misgender me or missee me, I kind of get wrapped up in that. And what I've started to do is recognize those thoughts and then recognize I am not their perception. I am myself.
Period. Say it again.
I am not their perception. I am myself. Period. And I am excited to be who I am. And Panic 95, Panic at the Disco, Panic at the Disco, okay, because party on, here we go.
Yeah.
I hope that you are feeling so celebrated and you're feeling so loved because you are. So this Pride is about you.
Exactly. As much as it is about building community, like Ever said, it is also about you being able to be who you want to be. And so you need to prioritize that however you see fit. So yeah. Anyway. We're gonna move now into our next segment, the Converse Quick Hit.
The Converse Quick Hit.
So you guys know what the deal is. This is where we look at trends, and odds and ends that we've seen on the various corners of the internet. And so we're going to first start with a video from one of our friends. Let's roll the clip. That's me. I'm so anxious all the time. I'm like,
all the time. Panic 95, we're all anxious.
All the time. We are all just faking it till we make it. All day.
Y'all, we're about to go to the trends. This is my favorite trends. It's the old gays.
Hi, gay. I'm so blue till I see you. Hi, gay.
Baby, I was born this gay.
Hi, gay. Gays are us. Hi, gay.
May the rainbow be with you, pilgrim.
May the rainbow be with you, pilgrim.
Yes.
I love them. I love them.
I feel like the celebrities in the chat. Honestly, I'm
Donut Potato. Hi. Your video is amazing.
Yeah,
thank you for putting that on the internet.
Tayler, did you think I was just screaming?
I thought we were just celebrating the gay Power Rangers. I was like, yes. Yes,
I peeped that chat and I lost my mind.
Wow. Welcome, Donut Potato. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh my goodness.
Y'all, you never know who's gonna drop in.
Ever. But our last video, we're gonna look at a little bit of odds and ends from the internet. Let's roll it.
Okay, what in the tiny washing machine is this? for your makeup sponge, a whole tiny washing machine for your with a detergent. Wow. Wow. This is the definition of what I do with my adult money. I beg, a tiny, and it beeps, and it has a little nozzle. Wait, there's a green one. Oh wow. It's a dryer.
I need it.
I don't
need it
have
expeditiously.
makeup.
I have so much of it,
use it.
and I need that for my makeup sponge so bad.
I
bad.
I would buy those and then find something to use.
That's
it for.
fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. Yeah.
I think
Well.
we need a relaxation moment. I'm
I
hyped.
agree.
I need to calm down.
Yeah, I need to relax. I'm a little jacked right now. It's the spirit of pride. It is in my veins. Oh, okay. Let's get a little bit of a stream cleanse, then we'll come right back to y'all.
With Queerly Creative.
Mm-hmm.
So Converse released its Pride shoe collection, and usually I don't buy Pride shoes, like I don't really pay attention to them much, but these shoes in particular blew my mind and made me cry. They have a variety of shoes on the website for Pride, but we're going to be focusing on one design here because oh my god. So if anyone knows anything about me, I wear these shoes literally like every day. I've been wearing these since middle school. These are my go-to shoes. Look what you can do to these shoes this year. So for this shoe, you can design like the entire shoe itself, and the bottom of the sole is like a rainbow, and there's different patches. So there's like this rainbow one, there's the progressive pride flag, the trans flag, the bisexual flag, the pansexual flag, the lesbian flag, and the one that made me cry, the non-binary flag. So you bet your ass I just ordered these shoes. I'm so excited. Unfortunately, it says they're not going to get here until the end of June, beginning of July, but like, I get to have my pride flag on my favorite kind of shoes that I've been buying since middle school, and I'm so excited. So if you haven't checked out their website, check it out. There's a variety of other shoes that I can show in a different video if you're interested, but like, I'm so excited for these shoes to get here.
I know. I see you, Sulky. You want those lesbian shoes? I want those lesbian shoes.
I also want the bisexual flag shoes badly. But anyway, we are now going into our Queerly Creative section, as you guys saw, and we are so pleased to show you a video called Mona Lisa from the artist mxmtoon, who, as ever said at the beginning of the show, will be joining us for a cute little interview segment on our next show on June 22nd.
I've always played the part of Shakespeare. I hide behind the ink and pen. I build up worlds and choose a savior. I write beginning, middle, end. I'm so tired of being a book on the shelf. Tired of stories for somebody else. Think that I'm ready to start a new chapter. I've been looking for some way to turn it around. For someone to give me the crown. I wanna feel like I finally matter. I wanna be a Mona Lisa. The kind of girl that you can dream of. And I always have the words, but I don't wanna say it. Wish I could paint a smile on my face. I wanna be a Mona Lisa. So is there anybody out there who could change my point of view? The way that Van Gogh uses yellow, or the self-inflated Kahlo, I could be that for you. I'm so tired of being a book on the shelf. Tired of stories for somebody else. Think that
I loved it.
Wonderful. That was wonderful. Very
I honestly
peaceful.
can't wait to chat with him about the art.
I wonder like what their creative process was in choosing which art pieces they chose for that specific music video.
I mean,
The song is Ace World.
I honestly want to go back and rewatch and find like all the little hidden like goose eggs in it.
Mhm.
You know, like when you watch speaking of Marvel, when you watch like a Marvel movie and you're like, oh my God.
The Easter eggs, yeah.
Yes. I'm like,
Yes.
there it is. Easter eggs. I said goose eggs.
It's fine. That's more Willy Wonka.
I'm so old, man. My bones about to crumble to dust.
Oh my
back in
goodness.
my day, we said goose eggs.
Please. What did you guys think of it? What did the chat feel?
Yeah, chat. How'd y'all feel?
The song
Also,
is
chat. Let us know if there's anything you want us to bring up to mxmtoon.
yeah, like if you guys have like questions that you want to ask them, absolutely. It is Aces. It's a really nice song. Like I could see myself totally like listening to that on my way to like the bus or something. You know, just,
honestly, like
vibing.
I was like, I'm gonna put this on repeat.
Yeah, it's very
like,
peaceful.
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
feel good jam. It's a
It
jam of
is.
the summer. So
Jam of the summer.
yeah, Nova Jones said such a sweet song, so chill. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agree.
Yeah. Well,
Y'all, it's getting that time. We're gonna talk about it.
let's talk about it.
That burp gets me all the time because I always
Every
think that that's
time.
you.
I'm always like,
oh,
did
Taylor,
ever
your
just
mic's on.
burp? Right? Did you just belch on live stream?
It's Pride season. Rob. Set an air horn.
Please.
What's up, Twitch?
Burp. Anyway, so this is a segment where we try to answer questions that you guys have sent us over the past few weeks. So the first question is, when was the first time you experienced Pride?
The first time I experienced Pride was in Chicago when I like kind of came out. Not when I kind of came out. The first year I came out, I lived in Chicago and I didn't know what to expect. I also didn't know anything about queer history or the reasons why we celebrate Pride. And it was very intimidating to go from, like I said, rural Texas to Chicago and then to a Chicago Pride. Like Taylor, I know you live in Chicago. Like,
yeah, did you go to Boys Town?
Yes, it was. Yeah. And then Andersonville. But I'm actually, I haven't gone to a Pride. Obviously there was quarantine and the pandemic, but for a very long time, kind of like, you know, Panic 95, like relating to your question, like made me nervous and I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. And then I was like, oh, I'm non-binary. And now I'm like, oh, like I've had, you know, for me, top surgery has been such a beautiful thing to come into this body. And now for the first time, I feel like in my adult life, I'm experiencing Pride for the first time. And that feels like I like am excited. Like June rolled around the corner and all these Pride events were stacking up. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. Like I'm going to Dyke Day picnics. I'm going to Dyke Day parades. And like, for me to experience this as I am now feels like I'm experiencing it for the first time. What about you, Taylor?
Oh, well, when I read the question, my impulse was to think about like, how do I experience Pride internally? Because I also kind of relate to Panic 95 in the sense that like, you know, my social anxiety makes those types of environments kind of difficult for me, especially because like I'm still relatively new to Chicago. And so like I don't have a lot of people that I could go to Pride events with. And I have like this whole thing about going out alone, which I push myself to try to do all the time, but like it's very difficult for me personally. And so like a lot of the Pride events or a lot of Prides for me have passed with me spending that time diving into the history, like trying to find that like archival, excuse you, sir.
Oh my God.
My dog just woke up from a slumber and now he's changing positions to his other bed. But
slumber
like
to slumber 90% of the time, like I said.
Literally. But like I spend a lot of Prides enriching myself internally by like trying to find histories and like archives and like museum installations and stuff like that. Like at the Art Institute, they have this really cool like queer magazine installation, like all these like queer zines.
Oh no, wait, right now?
Yeah, from like the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. And like it was so cool. And like they have all this archival footage. And so like I like doing stuff like that where like there's not a lot of social pressure, but I'm still like in a way like able to like know queer history and like feel secure in myself, you know, as a queer person, because I can see like that there have been people like me before me, and there will continue to be queer people after me. And so like that's really like how I kind of experience Pride in a lot of ways.
Oh my God, please send me pictures of that exhibit.
Yeah,
like,
I'll send you videos. They were really, really,
like,
it was really cool. It was really, really cool.
Learn it. Like, I think, you know, we've chatted about this before. Like, I'm only just now becoming, I wouldn't say interested, but reading and becoming knowledgeable on queer history. So all of this is like, I want to absorb as much as possible. And like, I agree, just like taking it in, learning and understanding and celebrating that past. Our second question is, how do you try to and celebrate Pride all year long? How do you try and celebrate Pride all year long?
Making being queer my entire personality on the internet. No. I think like it's just like, you know, participate. Like, I feel like it's always about supporting queer things throughout the year. Like we said, like in the news segment, June can feel kind of insane sometimes because it's like all of a sudden everything is gay and like every product has a rainbow on it and like everybody is trying to get our little queer dollars.
Bank of America.
Like, yeah, exactly. And so like it's important to like find queer businesses or like queer artists or whatever and to support them throughout the entire year.
Exactly.
And so like that's kind of my vibe, is like I try to find like small queer businesses. Like there's a lot of like small queer businesses in Boys Town and Andersonville, like stuff like that. So I try to like go to those places or like go to brunch, you know, stuff like that. So like, yeah. What about you?
I would mirror that statement and those actions of like going and supporting queer businesses year long, year round. And also like seeking, you know, there's like independent illustrators and artists like on Etsy who are queer, who are doing amazing queer art. Like, you know, supporting them, like purchasing queer art, going on queer walks. Also, I celebrate Pride. I feel like, again, like living in this body and inhibiting this body the way I feel is the way I celebrate Pride all year long, is being present with myself and celebrating myself. And I'm going to say it, I've said it once, I've said it again, meditation really helps.
It really does.
Meditation really helps.
Just sitting quietly with yourself for like even just 10 minutes a day will really help center you.
Something that really helps me, sorry, I'm like, again, like I get so excited. It's the chaotic energy happening. Like, one thing that really helps me, like, and maybe this will help you, especially with like the anxiety of Pride or the anxiety of joining Pride and not feeling enough of whatever box that, you know, like you want to take a box, kind of what Armand was talking about, is write a letter, like write a love letter to yourself. Write a letter about what you love about yourself. Write a list of what you love and celebrate about yourself. Because that will help in the back of your mind. If you're feeling anxious, you can go, oh, right. Yeah. I'm X, Y, and Z.
I'm that person.
Yeah. I'm awesome.
I'm awesome.
Man, I get hype on that. I'm like, yes, write a letter. Self-love. I'm allergic to cats right now.
But speaking of awesome, we're going to move into our next. Thank you guys so much for your questions also. Thank you so much. But we are going to move into our next segment, Thriving and Alivin'. It gets better. So I want to get this pitch right completely, so I'm going to read it verbatim, you guys.
100%, you have to.
Speaking of It Gets Better, we wanted to talk about Freeform, the cable channel who's partnering with It Gets Better. Freeform will be sharing the stories of brilliant, passionate LGBTQ plus youth voices and ambassadors during Pride Month on their terms, which is so amazing. I love that for them.
And I heard that Tayler might be doing
I recently,
are you doing a video?
Freeform reached out to me and they were like, we'd love for you to do a video. And I was like, I would love to do one for you. And so like, yeah, keep your eyes out for that. It'll be on probably their TikTok, I think, or like other socials and whatever. So that'll be really cool.
You're like, I don't know, maybe their TikTok. Have you ever heard of it? Y'all, this first video really, really resonated with me. Let's go ahead and play this. This is from an individual from Texas. And when I watched this, I was like, oh my God, yes.
Hi, I am Alejandro Isabella Jimenez de Ferry. It's a long name. When I came out, I was 13 years old and I was the first openly gay person at my school. Something that I'm thinking about all of the time is what's next. Am I gonna be able to live my truth in Texas? I'm trans, and while HRT isn't on my immediate path, I'm not happy and excited to know that the plain and simple truth is I can either choose HRT or I can choose Texas. And I think about that probably a lot more than I should because it is a genuine concern of mine. I think that what I want my queer siblings to know is that it is going to be okay and we are going to make it out of here together, no matter what. And that is why I choose to share my story, because I don't want anyone to feel like there is no one out there that feels the same, because there is. I probably feel the exact same way that you're feeling, and I think that so many of your community does too. And I think that that is so important to understand and share.
It was so
100%.
Yeah.
Tayler, this also reminded me of, kind of what you were talking about when we talked about Chapel Hill is like, if you love where you live, you shouldn't have to be made to move or made to feel like you have to move.
Right. Like to feel safe and to feel secure and to feel like acknowledged. Like I hate that for so many people that live in these areas that they can't like stay near their families or their friends or the communities that they've grown up in solely because of like who they are. Yeah, I really feel for her, and I hope that they're able to find some level of recourse for themselves, but moving into, I feel so sad now. Moving into our.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you go.
I mean, watching this, the TikTok video, it was like, it made me feel less alone. It made me feel like, okay, like, fortunately now, like I had the means to leave Texas. But it did make me feel like this feeling of like, sometimes I do feel alone, and I'm sure we all do in our journey. And listening to this, it was like, oh yeah, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
There's a whole community of us.
Right. Absolutely. But our second video is an individual, and they're kind of talking about body positivity, which I love. And so like, let's watch it together.
I came out as gay, and then I had a moment of self-discovery and came out as a trans woman, and I never looked back. I'm Naomi Hartz. I am 24 years old, and my pronouns are she, her. As a young trans person, one thing that was often told to me was, do you really want to transition while still fat? Do you think you will still find love, or do you think you will find love at all being fat? Once I learned to really love myself, I realized that nobody else's opinion of me matters. I'm not transitioning to please anyone but myself. And I think it's very important for people to know that don't compare your journey to anyone. What do I want the world to know about the LGBTQIA youth? They are calling to action. They are speaking up. They are out and proud. They are amazing. And that is exactly what the world needs. We need trans rights. We need to protect trans youth, and we need to protect trans people. It's your journey. You're doing this for you. And that is what's most important.
Period.
100%.
That's such a, that made me angry the first time I watched it. That's such an asinine thing to ask somebody. Are you sure you want to transition while you're fat? Shut up. Shut up.
Honestly, like, to be real, I think that was part of the reason why I waited to have top surgery so long. Was this, really believing this public, question of like, are you sure you want to do that while you're fat? And it was like, it was a minute to be like, oh, actually, I deserve my happiness now.
Exactly. I say this all the time. I'm like, you can't just wait for all of the optimal conditions of like what other people think that your body should look at, like to live the life that you want to live. Live it right now. Time is passing right now. Live it right now. Look at
100%. So what? I see you snapping.
I just like, why wait? You deserve happiness now. Every day. Every day.
This is Pride Month and every month.
Every month. Gosh. Yeah. I really, and again, like to echo, her sentiments, trans rights, period. All day, every day. It's so incredibly disheartening to see the legislation, but it is more heartening, I think, to see the level of support that the community has for each other, has an allyship. And I hope that can continue on because it's necessary, because trans rights really do matter. They're human rights, just like every other rights that any other person has. And so, yeah, I really resonated with the video. I really appreciated it.
Yeah. And also like Donut Potato called out, the social gaslighting is very real and how people internalize it. 100%.
Right. People make you feel crazy because you want to live your life. They want you to feel crazy because you want to live your life now, as opposed to waiting again for like whatever optimal conditions exist for a person to live, because they don't perceive you to be a person who deserves to be happy. That's their problem. That's not your problem. Your problem is you and your happiness. Whatever they feel about it, that doesn't really matter, frankly.
I love how like we're winding down, but you and I are just ramping up again. And I was like, and then we said, no,
leave them alone.
You deserve happiness now.
Right. But if you guys want to see more videos like that, It Gets Better Project does amazing video series like this. Our producer Shelton, one of our producers, Shelton, does a great work on some of these videos, as well as other people on the production team. So if you want more resources like this, you can go to itgetsbetter.com or .org. Yes.
Itgetsbetter.org. Yeah. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining us. This has just been, I feel like I'm stoked about this episode. I'm like the questions y'all have been dropping in the chat, the party in the chat. I'm going to say it's been a pride party in the chat.
Yeah. I'm having a great time. This is actually a wonderful environment and I'm so happy to be here.
I look forward to this. I'm like, on the weeks that we don't get to meet, I'm like,
I'm kind of sad. Right? I'm like, oh, boo. It's the other Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, hype. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to thank y'all all for joining us today. Taylor's dad.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom.
Donut and Potato, Nova Jones,
local celebrity.
Panic 90. Thank you so much for being vulnerable with us, Panic, and sharing that question and sharing how you felt. We hope that you feel some relief and some happiness and some guidance and some just like community and like knowing that who you are is perfect.
Thank you guys so much for being so like positive in the chat, because like me and Ever and all of our producers and everyone involved in the show, we really want this to be like a place where people can come just to like be themselves and to find community. And so thank you all so much for being so kind to each other. Our William Vaughn, Nova Jones, thank you guys so much. Jay Tyndall, all of you guys, thank you so much for coming.
See, Will, happy Pride to you too. And y'all, like, we are going to be back on June 22nd with our next Pride show, Music Edition.
But we will be having special guests, as we said, mxmtoon. We will also be talking to
Kaye and Poche.
Kaye and Ipuche. You would think that after 5 or 4 years of Spanish, I would be able to say that, but no. And then also Zolita. And so we're going to be talking to a bunch of queer artists. It is going to be so cool. We would love to see you guys there.
And you can always rewatch this video on the itgetsbetter.org's Twitch platform and on their YouTube channel. And if you listen to podcasts, you can actually subscribe, like, listen to this podcast wherever you get yours.
And again, we'd like to thank the generous contributions of the Humble Bundle community. We love a community effort, and we would not be here without that community effort. So thank you again so much, Humble Bundle community, for contributing to this project.
100%. I'm like, yes, Humble Bundle. Thank you. Yeah. Tayler, what is one thing you're taking away out of this episode?
Pride is deeply personal.
Yep.
And it's different for everyone, but pride is pride. And, that's the similarity for all of us this month. Pride is pride. How about you?
The same. And also like just hitting that reminder of like, you are worth self-love and you are worth love now. You are worth happiness now. Honestly, like the universe grants us messages when we need to hear it. And that was just, this episode for me has just been like a great reminder of like, no. You deserve love now.
Immediately.
100%.
Right now. Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Perfectly Queer with It Gets Better Project. We love you, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
I'll miss you. Thank you.